Hi, I bought and am sitting in a 2016 F-150 crew cab truck that I picked up last night. Um, One of the things that I wasn't crazy about before I picked it up was the fact that there doesn't seem to be any real place where you can store things, I mean, at least out of sight. You can store them under the seat, but obviously they'll slide forward. Well, I did some searching around and found that somebody is selling a container that'll run the entire length from basically this door all the way over to this door. It runs about $200, which seems probably pretty reasonable for what it is. It looks like it's very rugged. And it's reasonably custom built. I don't think they'd be selling millions of them. So, but I'm a cheap son of a bitch, and I was looking for a better way or a less expensive way to store stuff. So, coincidentally, and to anybody who can identify these containers, I found them upstairs. Actually, my wife found them upstairs in our attic. We just bought a house a year and a half ago, and they're just cleaning out the attic. Anyway, that's for the legality's sake. So my intent, we had a bunch of these little crate things, and the name of the manufacturer, I guess, is on the end, and I'm not going to show that. But they're kind of open, and we've got probably half a dozen of them. So my thought was to take 3 of them and line them up like so. Now I need to open the door and expose myself to traffic. I don't mean exposed, but so it's going to be noisier. So anyway, so my intent is to line 3 of them up, and coincidentally they happen to exactly line up with the seat mounts, and there are some holes here, and I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to drill a hole through the plastic and through bolt it, or if I'm going to tap this hole and then put a machine screw through there and screw it in that way. So that's my plan. I don't have an idea yet of how I'm going to attach these things. Obviously I can drive some screws through them and secure them that way. That's actually probably what I will do. Now, having said all that, the next step is to drop the seat, and as you can see, it fits very nicely under the seat, and I can store stuff in there without having it all slide forward. So my handy dandy dial caliper here is to measure the hole diameter and come up with an appropriate mounting arrangement for it. So and this is going to cost me a grand total of $0, not counting whatever hardware I use, although I have a fair amount of hardware in my garage. So that's my plan. I will come back in a second when I have got this thing secured, show you what it looks like, how robust it is, and we'll take it from there. Okay, I'm going to measure the diameter of that center hole there using my handy dandy dial caliper. Looks like it's about 307. I'm sorry, yeah, 307. So 31. So that'll take a 5/16 screw. Excuse me. I'm coming around to the other side, and it's about the same size, about 310. So, and just for the sake of the record, oh, that's kind of nice. This one's slotted, so that's pretty sweet. So I can get behind all of these, so I can drill a clearance hole in each of the baskets and secure them with screws. So I want it to sit so that it, doesn't protrude too far out from beyond the seat. It's gonna protrude just a little bit because the length of the three of them together are just a little bit wider than the total width of the seats. So I'll drill these holes because I need two hands for the drill and so forth. I will drill the holes, come up with the screws, and then show you the end result. So be back soon. Okay, I've returned from Home Depot in my particular case. I've got some 5/16 diameter by 2-inch long conventional grade 3 machine screws, which I got out of the bulk bin. I'm going to be securing each of the three containers together with, on each side, a screw and a screw, and then same thing here and here. I've done 3 of the 4 of them. I'm about to do the 4th one. Normally what I would do is I would secure these things together with a screw and a flat washer, a lock washer, either a split type or a star type, and a nut. However, because these containers are not flat on the outsides and thus don't provide a real good clamping surface, you can see they'll come apart. And this kind of action will cause a conventional lock washer to come loose. So, having said that, I'm going to use blue Loctite and as a securing agent, as a thread locker, and that's all I'd say about that. So, I'm going to drill this last hole and install the screw, and just bear with me a moment. Okay, I'm back. I drilled the hole. And now I'm going to install the screws to the screw, 2 flat washers, and a nut. Once I get it all together, I will secure the nuts to the screws with Loctite. But I'm not going to do that quite yet. I want to wait until I get in the truck, just in case there's something surprising that's going on. Actually, I think what I want to do is put it this way. Okay. And then okay, so there's my last one. I'm going to turn this one around so that all 4 of them are pointing into the center container. Why? I don't know. Aesthetics, probably. Some sense of order. So, all right. So this is the way it always goes. All right. Okay. So now I have all 4 or all 3 containers connected together. I can remove this clamp, and it's ready to go out to the truck. So at that point, I'll center the containers between the seat edges, and or let's say center them between the door interior panels, and then drill through the container as required to attach it to the three seat brackets as I showed you before. So we will adjourn and meet back at the truck. Okay, so here we are at the truck. My improvised storage device is in place. I took the time to make sure that it was even on this side and on the far end. You didn't need to see me jockeying that around, so it's now very close to straight on. So all right, so I'm gonna drill the holes. I'm gonna start with probably this hole here, and I'm gonna through drill the container and also the bracket, and then I'll install a screw here and then do the same thing onto the other end and then in the middle. Normally, I should probably do the middle first. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the middle. So, be back in a minute. Okay, here's the center bracket. And let's see if I can show the back side. There's the back side. Again, it's not tight. This is the one which this bracket hole is slotted, which was actually very convenient. But so now I'm going to drill this next one, which is on this end, and I'm going to set the phone down for a moment. Okay, here's my second hole. And we grab a screw. Oops, got to do it horizontally. Okay, so here's my second drilled hole. And then I'm going to put a washer on the back side of it. And there's the second one. And then now I'm about to do the last one. So see you on the other side. Okay, so here's the third and final mount. Let's see, where's the other one? It's over there, here, and then the last one over there. So I'm going to take the thing apart. At least I'm going to remove it from the brackets so I can vacuum up the drillings, and then I will Loctite it together. And for those of you who don't know how to use Loctite, it's pretty easy. If I take one of these off, basically the bottle has a dispenser underneath the cap, and you just put some in the threads, and it's anaerobic sealant, which means that when you tighten it, when you install it back on the screw and tighten it down, in a few minutes it will harden and make it very difficult, but not impossible, very difficult to back the screw out, which is what you want. You don't want the thing to come loose. There are different grades of it. There's a green, which is a thread sealant. We've got a whole pressure. There's a red, which is really not intended to be removable. And then this is the blue. And it is intended to be removable, although that's just because I'm using that because that's what I have. So I hope this was beneficial to you. I hope that you'll subscribe to my page. Since I've only had this truck, a day, I will be doing other things to it. I'm a really handy guy. I have to I'm in Houston. I have to go to Atlanta in a few weeks to pull my race car trailer back. It's in a storage lot with my race car in it. So I'm going to, and the truck did not come with a trailer brake controller. It has a Class 4 hitch on it. It has all the wiring. It has a place for the fuse, which some of the 2018 trucks do not. I understand, but it didn't come with a brake controller. So there are videos out there that show how to take enough of the dash apart to install the factory controller and to activate it, because this is all computer controlled crap. So I ordered a brake controller last night and an OBD2 device, which will allow me to communicate with a computer with my laptop and via FORScan, not FORScan, FORScan, and flash the truck's memory. So I will be, I may or may not do a video on that, because there's so many of them out there. But as a retired electrical engineer, I will probably try to do it in a direct fashion and not do any more than necessary. So hopefully it'll be useful to you. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful, and see ya. Bye.